lock it in, yeah. It's the Joe Lockett Show, lock it in, yeah. The Joe Lockett Show, lock it in. You ready to be entertained, educated, a little stimulation for your brain, lock it in. Are you ready to learn? Are you ready to laugh? Are you ready to love? Lock it in, yeah. The Joe Lockett Show, lock it in, yeah. The Joe Lockett Show.
What's up, y'all? It's 1 minute up to the hour. You guys are locked into your favorite evening ride. It's your boy Joe Lockett. How you guys doing out there? TikTok, Facebook, social media worldwide. We appreciate you guys. How you doing? Joe Lockett Show is in the building. We got a lot to get into today. A lot of news going on. We're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff going on from entertainment news to y'all ladies in business and in relationships and y'all wondering why some of y'all are single on Valentine's Day. Let me tell y'all, some of y'all why. We're going to talk about the day right here on the Joe Lockett Show. So if you guys just locking in, wherever you're locking in from, do me a favor. Hit the follow button or the subscribe button. If you subscribe on TikTok, you don't have 1,000 followers, but you want to come communicate on the show. If you subscribe, we still got to wait for you to talk on the show. So go ahead and subscribe. Subscription is cheap. It's like $4.99, something like that. Go ahead and subscribe to the show. But if you're on Facebook, just follow. If you're on TikTok, you don't want to subscribe, follow us. Hit the like button, share. And I'm going to tell everybody, if you want to help shows out like ours, hit the like button, follow. You can keep scrolling if you don't like our content. Just do that for me. I appreciate you guys. But let me tell you something, man. I'll tell you about my journey real quick on TikTok and social media. I started on Facebook with zero. It took me some years to get up to like 18,000 where I am on Facebook right now. I think it's 18 or 19,000 we have followers. And on TikTok, I started out with like 200 or 300 people. And I think like right now we're like 11 to 12,000 people on TikTok. YouTube, I think it was like 400 or 500 people. We just really started that one, so that was growing the platform. And I'm only saying this at the beginning of the show because I'm telling you, a lot of people hit me up for advice and podcasts. You're not going to get the numbers at the beginning there. You're not. Okay. Mohammed, if you want to talk on topic, bro,
don't do it.
No, I'm not going to hit him up. I got moderators.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to pull him in. If you want to talk on topic, go ahead and hit. I want to talk on topic, but since I haven't put a topic out yet, I know that you don't want to talk on topic. So, all right, guys. Thank you guys so much for stopping by.
We learning, y'all.
What's up, Yolanda? if you jump on my show in the beginning, I hadn't even put the topic out yet. Hey, let me see. Manisha. That's how you pronounce her name. Manisha Cole. Hey, Manisha.
She might be Monisha.
No,
She just spelled it wrong. She might want to, sometimes they spell it with the wrong.
What you doing? Nate, what we doing?
Sometimes they spell it with the wrong letter.
Did you send D her link?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure she got hers because she's paid for the subscription. So, Chrissy, how you doing, baby girl? How y'all doing, Yolanda? All right, guys. I talked with the people at 1918 today, and they said I need to sell about 15 more tickets. So I need you guys to go ahead and get the $24 and get your tickets. I only need to sell 15 more tickets. So between now and Saturday, I need to sell 15 tickets. So go ahead and go to my page, click on it, and get your tickets. And we have 2 tickets that we're going to give away from Chrissy. We got 2 tickets we're going to give away from her. It's on here right now, but those tickets are paid for. So I need to sell 10 more tickets for the event, the Valentine's Day event on the 14th. And guess who's in the building today? The one and only. What's up, nephew?
I'm off my remote.
I see you went on like a hiatus or something, bro. What happened?
And sometimes you gotta leave.
Hey, JC.
But to know your values, sometimes you gotta value your values.
Well, you must be valuing valuables every second because we didn't get just being honest, bro. If that's you measuring your value, you're gonna lose.
don't know. I feel good.
You feel good about what? That we missed you, or the show kept going with the last? Which one is it?
I don't know. Not just said it like that. I'm looking at your way.
Manisha, we good. I'm good, baby girl. How you doing today? All right, guys. Today on the show, nephew is in the building. Nephew, how you want to give away these 2 tickets? We got 2 tickets from Chris and her mom to give away.
I want to give it away.
How do you think you should give it away?
Y'all should get on and sing.
What?
Yeah. Worst singer gets it. Worst single gets one, best singer gets the other one.
Shamel is coming to the show. I appreciate you.
That's not like fun for me.
She should sing.
Yeah, sing.
Come to the Joe Lockett Show.
Worst singer and the best singer gets it.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna think about that for a second.
I mean, how you want to do it? You ask me.
I mean,
See that? You don't have fun with real. Make somebody earn it. Make somebody earn
and then the
it.
woman that wanted tickets, we gonna know that she can't sing when she comes to the event.
That's you bringing it out. She earned her ticket. See that? That's you bringing out her flaws. That's the side dude bringing out your flaws, ladies. I'm just saying what you gotta do something. You gotta do something for some tickets.
So let me ask you a question. When you're doing the show, do you like doing the show remote or you rather be in studio?
I would rather be in.
Hey, everybody.
I'd rather be in studio.
Me too, man. There's something about just being in studio.
Yeah.
People used to always tell me, well, you can go remote, but it ain't nothing like being in studio with the microphone in front of you.
There'll be a crunch to it.
Yeah, when you've been doing this for a long time, I would much rather have this microphone in front of me than just be sitting in front of a screen and talking to people.
Yeah,
that's just me. So I think even if I'm
plus you gotta pull your attention. It's hard to do that remote.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, guys, 7 minutes up to the hour. Nephew, what you got in entertainment news today? That
absolutely nothing.
Really?
I didn't look at now one entertainment to news.
You did no entertainment news today, sir?
None
whatsoever.
I'm not even lying to you. Not at all.
What? So
not
you had more news when you were in a remote location.
Yeah.
So you came to work to do no work.
Shut up. I don't like how you putting stuff.
You came to work.
I feel like leaving back out, Joe. Okay. Hold up. Do you have anything with entertainment news?
Yes, I do. Super Bowl's coming up this weekend. So who you got?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Super Bowl is coming up. I'm 49ers all the way.
Okay, so I got my homeboy. What's the score gonna be?
Over under, maybe about 28 to 21.
28 to 21.
Because I don't think
it's gonna be a high score.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring one. They actually don't believe the Chiefs actually have a defense this year. So it's like I think they'll shake some stuff up. They real opportunistic, but I feel like they'll take too many opportunities that they don't need to.
I think it's
Patrick Mahomes.
I think it's gonna be 35-28.
35-28?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it higher.
Kansas, yeah.
Kansas City.
Yeah. I think in that second quarter, my homeboy is gonna show out. Because he always come out with that Superman cape on in the second quarter. I don't know why. That second half, I don't know why. But when he come out, that's just me. But anyway,
I'll say this. If Taylor's 10 times, yeah, they gonna win.
They gonna win. Well, they gonna win then, because she gonna pop up about 20. It's Super Bowl.
Exactly. So it's like
Super Bowl, man. It's Super Bowl.
It's like, man, I got bleak faith at the end of the day because they gonna give it for Taylor, especially if she got a Grammy.
But Taylor ain't got
run
nothing
this
to do.
down.
But Taylor ain't got nothing to do with the.
No, you say so.
Bro, you
say so.
I keep asking people. Now I'm being honest.
This is the year of the Swift, and this is gonna be
what does BS. But what does a man's girlfriend, regardless of who she is, have anything to do with his sport?
I know you know what's. Hold on. Have you heard from NBA players? So they be like, in order to win by 1, you have to beat them by 15.
Yeah.
Because they're looking more for the interesting out or the popular out,
okay,
than it is the pure contest.
Okay.
NFL is looking for the popular out than the pure contest. Because on paper, 49ers is better than the Chiefs.
No,
yes, they are. The Chiefs just have the best quarterback. But the best team is the 49ers. They have the better defense on paper. They have the better defense overall. They have the better offensive weapons overall outside of George Kittle. But Travis Kelce got to go. His 1B is George Kittle. The other dude on the other side of him.
Okay.
That's number 2.
Okay.
Then you have the best halfback. Chiefs don't have a better halfback than Christian.
Okay.
And then they have 2 better weapons outside. They don't have Tyreek no more.
Okay.
They got no names on the wide receivers.
Exactly. And where are they?
In the I said on paper. I said on paper, that's the better team.
Okay.
But who's going to be better for everybody else? The Chiefs. Because everybody that likes Taylor Swift is a Chiefs fan. And every Chiefs fan is a Taylor Swiftie.
That's not true.
So they're gonna give them the championship because Taylor's gonna be there. It's gonna look way better for her to jump into old buddy's arms when he somehow makes the Super Bowl MVP, even though you got Patrick Mahomes on the other side. I bet you he gets the Super Bowl MVP. I bet you. And it's gonna look very good. Hey, when this happens, when this happens, I don't want you to say nothing.
No, hold on. I can put a caveat to it before we move forward. I put a caveat to this. If he's scoring all the touchdowns, he should.
That's what I do. I bet you he scores 1 touchdown and
he's not gonna be MVP.
He has the MVP.
No.
I bet you he scores 1 touchdown and he has the MVP.
How many yards he gonna have?
If he have 100 yards, he'll earn it.
Yes, he will. Of course.
If he has 100 yards, he'll earn it.
And 1 touchdown.
But if he's 96, you know.
If he get 100 yards,
If it's 96,
if he get 100 yards with a touchdown, right? Yeah, and because he catches them short passes across the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, my homeboy.
Just watch. It's gonna look. It's gonna look real. It's gonna be real weird that I just predict the future, y'all. Travis Kelce's gonna be the MVP if they win, and Miss Taylor Swift gonna go jump in his arms, kick them just like she did last time when they won the championship.
That's BS. Because when Tom Brady won, and Giselle, because I'm saying, hold on, when Tom Brady won,
is Giselle? No, she's not. She's a supermodel.
Wait a minute,
but she's not.
Wait. Hold up. Giselle ain't Taylor Swift.
And Taylor Swift is not Giselle.
Exactly. Because if I had to choose one,
Joe, I would be choosing Giselle. Oh my God. You like the weirdest hill to down. When nobody disagreeing with you.
But what I'm saying is, when Tom Brady won, or you predicted when Tom Brady was playing with the Patriots, right? Who was going to be MVP? Him or who?
It's going to be him.
Or
it's going to be the GOAT Brady.
Or Gronkowski.
Gronk?
Yes, or Gronk.
No,
Gronkowski.
It wasn't.
I'm saying, but if it was somebody else, it would have been him. Okay.
No, Gronk is the superstar, but it wasn't going to be him.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, we know who the MVP was. So Kelsey is that dude. Come on now. Kelsey's one of the bruh. Hold on. Even Sheldon Sharp.
You're more of a worse example.
No,
because everybody know that Tom Brady was the GOAT.
Okay, Tom Brady was the
quarterback.
But who's the GOAT in tight ends right now? Kelsey's on that list.
Kelsey's making a case, but he's not.
I'm gonna tell you why I think the Hall of Famer Sheldon Sharp said that Kelsey is better than he was.
Yeah, he was. Gronk was better than he was.
He said that, and he's in the Hall of Fame.
So most folks say Hernandez was better than he was.
Okay,
but most folks, most folks not going to give Kelsey. He's not over Gronk or Hernandez yet. So we can't say he's the GOAT yet.
I can't say he's the GOAT, but what I'm saying is, if he gets the MVP, that ain't a far fetch, bro. He a good player. It's my opinion.
Okay, Joe, I'm talking about what's going to be looking good for the NFL on paper. Well, I'm not using my sports hat no more. I'm using what most folks would say a casual fan is. Okay?
Well, I'm going to say this.
I'm not even in my sports bag. I'm just saying this is how it's going to look.
All right, 15 minutes after that, that's enough sports. Ooh,
wow.
We got to feed with it. Yeah.
I go sky high. You be booming in here when I'm not.
I ain't touched it. I haven't touched it since you left. The only thing I touched was the speaker right there. I hadn't touched the board.
That's
right. I had to touch the switch, bro. All right, guys. Somebody said we're freezing, but other people say we're not. So 10 minutes after the album, you guys are liking to your favorite eating right. What's up, Towns and the Yams? What's up, Kimberly? What's up, MD? What's up, Rachel? How y'all guys doing? What's up, Dave? See what we got. No Charles in the building, JC's in the building. Kimberly, I see you. All right, guys, got a lot I want to talk about in the show today. Now, I want to ask the audience on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, and wherever you're watching this at, on Spotify. All right. What makes, and I've asked this question before, but I've done a little bit more thinking about this. When you're married or you're in a good relationship, right? Nephew, what makes a relationship or matrimony a happy place, a good spot? What makes it good to you? When you're in love with somebody and everything is clicking, what makes it good? And I got my own hypothesis today on why I'm bringing this up again.
I have no idea.
Okay, so I thought about this, man. And in my life, in my travels, when I'm thinking about what makes a good relationship, because people talk about, communication, praying, God, all this other stuff. I got it. That's I think that's surface. But can I say this to America?
Yeah, somebody said it.
No, but I'm saying, but these are the things that people say, these are the pieces. But I think when a man and a woman, right, create, and I think you can agree with this, a element in their relationship where there is a habitual culture that they both can agree upon inside that relationship. Because in a culture, you can vibe, you know what I'm saying? You can move back and forth. If the culture is bad, it's going to be bad. But if the culture is good, right? And I think when I say culture, what is the culture in the kitchen, in the bedroom, in the living room, in the car, on the phone?
Are these all different cultures? Or
all different cultures, you know what I'm saying? Because you know your mate. So you the environment that you create for y'all in the relationship, I think is what make a really, really good relationship. Because I was talking with a friend of mine just today, and her question to me was, Joe, what's wrong with me? Right? Why don't men want to stay in a relationship with me, or why I don't want to stay in a relationship with them? And I told her, my exact words were, you are the problem. You don't want to be in a relationship. You say you want to be in a relationship, but no, you want the fun part of the relationship, but you don't want none of the work of the relationship, right? Because a lot of people get into relationships and the first thing they think about is what I want, what he or she need to do. And you have that conversation. And this is why I say culture is very important with you. The culture that you're trying to have, when you people say communication, I think most people, or a lot of people in a relationship, when they sit down and communicate, nephew, you're not communicating. You are listening to disagree or be confrontational. Because when you're having that conversation with a person, right, you are talking to that person about what you want, right? If you got a disagreement. How many times in that relationship, when you have a problem, ladies and gentlemen, do you talk to a person about what you want, but how you think that they can make it work for you? How many times when you come into that whatever that situation may be, or the little argument that you guys may have, how many times do you see it from the other side and have that real conversation, men and women? Because I think we go to say, I talked it out, I told him or I told her, they didn't listen to me, so now I'm out here. How does that work? How is that actually going to fix anything? You see what I'm saying? Because if I sit down, you told me you don't like this, I did this again, and I had to point this out to her, right? And some of y'all may get mad what I'm about to say, nephew, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. When women tell a man, this is my problem with us right now, right? You told me this. I got it. I do it again, right? Mm-hmm. But just not the same way, maybe a little bit different, right? And then it frustrates the hell out of you. And then you sit down and you have this conversation with me again, right? Mm-hmm. And it didn't change. What I gotta tell women is, how in the hell do you think I'm gonna change my spots overnight? Because what you seem to deem as it should be really simple for you to change. And I told her this. I'm a man. I'm a grown ass man. And here's the thing, nephew. You're not going to tell me how and when I need to change, even though I love you. I'm going to change at my own pace.
So if you tell me something and you think it's really simple, I may hear you, but I'm not going to change right away because I got to feel good about the change. I got to want to change. I got to figure out how that change is actually going to work for me so I can make sure I can continuously do it. Now, for you, it's like flipping on the switch because you want to see what you want to see. But what you don't realize when you're talking to a grown ass man is that I'm not, I'm not quite there yet. Some men can change, some. But some men are going to be stubborn because they have to make your change their own. And that ain't for you to understand, ladies. It's not. It is not for you to begin to even try to wrap your head around what I'm saying. But as a man, I have to do it my way. I got to change this in my way. And that may take me a week or two. That may take me 30 days. For you, it may take you 2 seconds. Because you're going to say, all you got to do is. But for me as a man, what you just told me you need me to do, that's how long it's going to take me. Because guess what? I'm not going to let you punk me even though I love you. Listen to what I'm saying instead of running your mouth, ladies over there. I see y'all. I see y'all in the back. Listen. Because when you say something, for me, it feels like how high I need to jump. If you say something, I gotta go ahead on the move. I'm not going to do that. What, man?
Joe, what? Ain't that you doing exactly what you just said? Most folks probably shouldn't. You made it about you.
No, I have. When you're asking somebody to make a change, I'm trying to change for you, but I have to change where I feel I'm comfortable. I'm changing for you.
I heard that part, and I agree.
So I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for you.
I agree to an extent, but when I hear you talk about it,
but when
you sound real challenged.
No, as a man, bro, I'm a man regardless. When a woman is talking to a man and she wants you to do something, you are talking to a man. You ain't talking to a child or another woman. You're talking to a man. So when you say this to me,
every woman ain't coming at you with things that they want fixed in an aggressive fashion.
It's not aggressive. It could be in a nice, soft tone, but still.
Hold on, you still doing it like that, even if it's in that tone?
Bro, a man, it ain't.
No, that ain't no as a man.
Yes.
That's not as a man thing.
Bro,
don't put that on all grown.
I just said. No,
you said as a grown man.
As a grown ass man, men
all of them. It's a way It's a way that you get that grown a man type of response, and there's a way where you would get him in a softer bag. If she coming to you in a softer way, that's a wild way on the person part.
No,
that ain't a grown man thing,
bro. I'm telling you, okay. And I ain't trying to be funny, but men, if a woman is telling you something, even if she's saying, baby, this, and this. A man needs to feel for himself that he's making that change for her. And he has to figure out how he wants to feel about it and how he's going to do it. It's easy for a man for a woman to tell him that, but for me to digest it and want to be able to do it on a consistent basis. But no matter how you say it to me,
I can imagine it's the same way for the other way around.
It may be. I'm not a woman, but so I'm not gonna say it. But I'm telling her when she was telling me her situation. And she told me she didn't talk to him twice, right? And I said, in what length of time? She said, in the last 30 to 40 some days. I said, that's not enough time. She said, what do you mean? All we got, I said,
are we allowed to talk about the problem, or is it confidential?
Well, the problem is that, she wants to be in a relationship. She says she wants to be in a relationship, but at some point, the relationship always tend to.
No, I was talking about this specific. The thing that she had to talk to him about multiple times.
Oh, I don't know what it was.
Oh, she said.
I sort of kind of know what it is, but I don't.
But we ain't gonna put it. All right, bet. I can do that. Either way, if it's something like that,
yeah,
and she clearly still want to be in something with this guy, right? She's just wondering why it's not always working out how she wanted.
Right.
Okay. If she's still in a degree of doing it like that, it must not be as big as she's making it out to be.
It's not as big, but it bothers her. But like I told her, when something is bothering you, right? A man can change. A man may want to change. But if I don't know you, and I've been knowing you for 30 or 60 days, okay? Why am I making so many changes right now? You see what I'm saying?
That's how long they knew each other? Or is
I'm not saying, they probably been talking for a couple of months. I'm not sure. But they haven't been talking for a long period of time. I know that. What's the days? I don't know. But I'm saying for a couple of months we talking.
Okay.
Man, I'm in a relationship with you. And right away, you seeing some things, you sit down and talk to me about it. Okay, can I be honest with y'all ladies? That's a red flag to me as a man. number one. Because right off the bat, I see this may be, I'm looking at this possibly as this may be a problem, right? Because you're finding something wrong with me right away, but I'm going to listen. I'm going to take it under consideration, and I'm going to try to, how do they say, fix your mouth? You know what I'm saying? Fix your face. So
I agree, but it depends on for me.
Okay.
If whatever it is at my core is how I am, and you coming at it like that, then I would see it as some type of flag. But let's say if it's something minor, something that, you know what I mean, something quirky, or just something that makes you a little bit more comfortable, I'm not taking it as you're trying to change my whole life and my foundation of how I was brought up. I'm gonna look at it like, all right, that's just something she don't like.
Right. And again, like I said, it's two things going on here. Eric, I agree. You have to find a person who has compassion, compatibility, and communication style. I agree with that. But let me say this to everybody, right? Like I told her, you're not going to find your Prince Charming in 2 or 3 relationships. You're lucky if you do. But what you are looking for specifically that's going to suit you, you got to find that person, because it's going to take a special person to be with your ass. Like I told her, it's going to take a special dude to be with you. The average dude that's out there in these streets is not going to want to be with you. He is not. I know her. The way she's set up and the way she is, it's going to take a special dude to be with her. Like I told her, it ain't nothing wrong with you, but you're an asshole. You have that. Yeah. But you know me, bro. I'm gonna be honest with my friends, right? I said you're an ass. I said, you want things a certain way, right? And if you want things a certain way, this guy's gonna have to capitulate to what you need, or you're gonna find to be a problem. Number one. Number two, I don't think you're ready for to be in a relationship. I told her that. I said you're more suited to be in a companionship than a relationship, because you go to Disneyland and it's all fun and game, and you telling everybody, you telling your friends about it. She self-sabotages every relationship that she's in. She does that. She finds something wrong. And then this is what she do. Like I told her, I said, you have a system that is fun while it's fun for you. But then once you start to get complacent, or you think that, you're getting too comfortable, you find something wrong. And then you nail in on it. And then you have a conversations about it. And then you say he's not listening to you. And then you say you're out of there. I said, that's your MO. I said, you're not ready for a relationship. Whatever the hell you're dealing with, you need to make yourself happy. Find out what that is before you try to be with a man, because a man you don't give a man a chance to adjust to who the hell you are. You're over 40 years old. Ain't no man gonna sit here and adjust to these things you're saying to him so quickly. You know what I mean? Because he don't know you like that. And when if a man starts to change too quickly for himself, he loses himself with you. And a lot of times, some of those guys are pushovers, right? And that turns some women off. So what I'm saying is, when a lot of women are not ready to date, some women don't need to be in a relationship right now. Because if you in these streets right now, like I told her, the dudes you're looking for, sis, and I told her this, man, the marketplace only got a few dudes for you.
I got D coming in.
Okay. You got a few dudes for you. You see what I'm saying? Only a few dudes for you in the marketplace. And this is what you got to realize. In the marketplace for Joe Lockett right now, there's only a few women that's probably in the marketplace that can put up with you. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I know that. Like, there's a lot of women out there, but only a few women that's going to deal with a person like Joe Lockett for the way I am right now. Because why? I'm too selfish. I'm too stubborn about what I want, right? And I don't put a relationship at the top of my list. So what woman wants to be with me? I know that, though. A lot of women say you want to be in a relationship, and then you want a man to capitulate to what you want. And when he capitulates to what you want, you say that's the man for you. But then I have to ask you, right? Is he capitulating to you because he wants to, or is he capitulating to you because that's who he is? That's why some of these things don't work, ladies, because some men get out here and do what you want him to do because he reads you. He started doing the things, and then you wonder why it goes bad later and why he changes and switches up on you later, because he never was that guy. He never was that guy. He showed you a hand, but that wasn't his true hand. That's why you got to give it time. And if in that relationship, if it's everything you want, can I say this before I go to the phone calls here? If it's everything you want in that relationship, ladies, is that relationship, are you doing everything that he needs? Let me say that again. When y'all women get in these relationships, right? And you're getting everything that you want and you are happy. This man is compromising, doing what he needs to go do. Are you doing the exact same thing for him? Or is it him the only one making most of the sacrifices? And he's dancing around you, but you're not dancing around him. Y'all relationship is y'all thing, but I'm just asking at the end of the day because a lot of times when you look at these relationships, things go bad because of that. When things are not the way you want to be in your kitchen, you want everybody to get out your damn kitchen. But you don't realize that at the end of the day, that sometimes that, yeah, if I'm doing what you want, what are you giving for me to continue to get out of my comfort zone? Because we will say this, nephew, if you want me to be happy, you're going to do this. But I'm coming out of my comfort zone to be happy for you, though.
That's true. And they're gonna look at you mad if you ain't happy.
Right. But I'm coming out of my comfort zone, right? I'm coming out of my comfort zone to make you happy. I'm changing who I am as a person so you can be happy with me. But then are you truly doing some of the stuff that I need you to do? Because did you not realize what it took for me to do these things for you because I love you so much? And I think sometimes, man, women don't get that part. They think what is simple for a man to do, what you think is really simple, is not always simple. It's simple for you because it looks simple. But for me to change the complexity of my life, my thinking, my DNA makeup is not always easy. And some of y'all women, some of y'all women do not have the patience for what it takes for a man to adjust to what he needs to become for you. And sometimes, ladies, you guys are locked into the Joe Lockett Show. 33 minutes after the hour. We got D in the building. Let me read some of these comments before I keep going, before I go to D. That was when a woman says a man has to handle her. I don't want anyone I have to handle. Shaw said the message hitting home. MD said that's the question. Facts. Erica said no one should be out of their comfort zone. But Erica, I like it.
Yeah, it is though.
Huh? But
yeah, it is.
See, this is what I say to women. Y'all say we shouldn't be out of our comfort zone, but when someone meets you, you have certain needs that you want to be met by that man. Right?
You say want, you should require.
Oh, required, right? You're required for that man to do. Like some women want affection, some women want time, some women want more text messages, some women want FaceTime. That's coming out of my comfort zone. If I don't do that, but you ask me something that's small, I'm going to do it for you. I'm coming out of my comfort zone. I don't think most women understand when you get a man and you're getting everything you want. Sometimes that man is coming out of his comfort zone and you just don't know it. He didn't say it because he's a man. He sees what he wants. He heard you and he's doing it, but he's still coming out of his comfort zone. And sometimes he's going to stumble with that, right? Because that ain't who he is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You can act stupid if you want to, but at the end of the day, ladies, sometimes y'all are very selfish about what you want because you're getting what you want. Sometimes dudes can do it, but I see a lot of time with women, you do it a whole lot. And a lot of times you lose a good man or wonder why he did this or why he stopped doing this. Well, hell, he stopped doing it because guess what? What he was doing for you, he felt he wasn't getting anything in return, or you wasn't listening to the small things he said.
Stop being worth it.
Exactly. Say that again.
It stopped being worth it.
It stopped being worth it. And that's why sometimes a good man walks away or he pulls back on your ass because guess what? What he was doing, you thought he had it to do. He stepped out of his comfort zone. He came to you, but then when he asked you to do a few small things or whatever he thought you should have been doing, you didn't even do those things. If he didn't keep making you comfortable or happy. See, sometimes, ladies, you don't want a relationship.
MD said you part right.
Okay. I'll bring you in. But what I'm saying is at the end of the day, that ladies, sometimes if you're very, very comfortable and you're not uncomfortable in your relationship with your man, you're probably not doing something for him. You're probably not listening to him. Because this is what I would say in my humble opinion. There is not two perfect people that you meet that don't know each other that's not going to be uncomfortable doing something for their mate. At some point, you're going to be uncomfortable, but you're going to do it because you love them. So I haven't seen it. It could be that way. It could be, but I've never met a woman that I've never met before that she didn't challenge me to be a different person, right? For her, because she needed that. You know what I mean? Whatever it may be.
That sounds bad.
But it could be taking your shoes off in her house. It could be called like Denise called her fur babies instead of calling them canines or dogs, right? It just depends on you step out of your comfort zone. That's different for me. I have to capitulate to what you may want me to be able to do. But let me step back and let y'all join us. We got D on the line here. Then I'm bringing MD in a minute. So D, what's going on, baby girl? Welcome to the show.
Hey y'all. Couple of things. One is this conversation shouldn't be leaning just on the men. This is not a gender specified kind of topic. And
Hey,
another thing is I don't like the word tolerate, put up with, or things like that, because if you have to use those type of words, one second, one second, y'all. Let me finish my sentence. One second, let me finish my sentence. So you did use those types of words in the sentence. I don't like using that because if I have to use that dealing with my mate, maybe I don't need to be with them. I thought in relationships you're supposed to compromise, right? And when we talk about getting out of our comfort zone, don't we do that in life? But don't sometimes getting out of your comfort zone make you a better person in a better relationship? You know, because being with a person sometimes that's never stepped out of their comfort zone and had previous failed relationships, maybe what you've done before ain't working. And maybe you do need to step out of that comfort zone.
Okay. Can we talk right there though? When you asked me to step out of my comfort zone, okay, hold on. I want to talk to you.
But I want to explain that, Joe, because you're not letting me explain that. You're jumping on before I finish.
No, I want to ask you a question while you was right there, but go ahead.
But go ahead, sweetie. I'm sorry.
But the question I wanted to ask you while you was right there, I want to ask you that question like, okay, compromising in that moment, right? I don't mind if a man don't mind compromising with you in that moment, but don't you think that if I'm compromising or coming out my comfort zone, that's something I need to adjust to?
Okay, so you keep saying the man. There's two people in the relationship. And I do agree with nephew. I don't think you're hearing yourself, Joe. Joe, 1 second. I don't think you're talking about. Joe, but you're not. Joe, you're talking without listening. You gotta listen, Joe. You talk without listening. So I do agree with nephew to the point. At the beginning of this conversation, it was all about Joe. The man. And it does sound that way, Joe. You don't hear yourself sometimes. I'm just giving you my perspective and what I hear. Am I wrong, nephew? Am I wrong, nephew?
Yeah, you talking about earlier. She talking about earlier when I was saying that it sounded like he was making an example of what you said not to do.
Yeah,
early in the situation where we got to this point.
Yeah, but you know, that was like a 2-second part of the conversation.
Well, she didn't get to come in.
That's the only part she heard though.
But he won't let me finish. Okay, go ahead.
Probably want to get it off her wrist because she didn't come in then. But go ahead. Go for it, D. Go ahead.
I'm trying to come in, but you went about 20 minutes before I had a chance to answer. So I'm just checking off my list. But what I'm saying is, Joe, it's not a gender specified kind of conversation. And when I say out of my comfort zone, I'm not talking about just the man. If you're not willing, you got to at least be willing, and it shouldn't be tit for tat. But what you going to do for me if I change this? What you going to do for me? That kind of relationship, then you're not compatible. if that's not something you want to do or want to adjust. And I understand what you mean by adjusting. There's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes you have to look upon yourself and say, hey, maybe this is something good for me, and maybe have an open mind. That's what I'm saying. If it's not something you want to do, cool. Then maybe that's not the person for you. That's all I'm saying.
Ms. D, I got a question. Because I agree with you, but I gotta pose this perspective. If you're the person asking the other partner or your partner to change something in order for you guys to be in a better situation or a better relationship, and they do it, like you said, you never know what can be good for you, right, or what could help y'all. Right. But if the person does this and they say they do it out of spite, is it really being good for y'all?
No, it's not. And he or she shouldn't do that. But here's the thing that I would ask you. If I'm doing something, right, that you don't like and you sit down and talk to me about it, what you got the first time was what? The nature of who I am, correct?
Yeah.
So she didn't like that, correct? So when you talk to me about it, right, that means the woman or the man, you're looking for them to change in some kind of way.
But here's why I push back on that part.
Okay.
It could be you and what you are genuinely that they met and it's like, no.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or it could just be you in the moment. A lot of folks will confuse what you get met with in the moment for the person instead of letting at least time show you and give you patterns. Okay. And I would say for this point, as far as we're staying on the topic still, my point of view from it,
right?
My POV from it would be if they're coming with this and I'm losing it. If they're coming with this and they're asking me to change something or whatever, to a point, I do get where you're coming from because I still have to make that change on myself and have to be willing to do that for you. But at the same time, the other side can be playing a part for me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I gotta want to, but I'm still gonna be looking at whatever it is as if you're trying to make a problem.
Okay, and that's what I was saying. And this is what most women do. They don't tell you need to change.
The approach is a little off for some folks.
They say that it's not a problem how they approach it. They say, I think this is a problem for us. Right?
No.
I don't think all of them like that.
No, not necessarily, Joe.
I haven't brought like that though.
Okay. Yeah. I think, Joe, I don't know who you've talked to previously, but I would say for me how I would approach it, and it's all about delivery, right? And that's where the communication and the age gap may come from. Like you and I aren't the same age, right? How we talk to each other, you're my homeboy, you're my friend, I love you to death. When I have a conversation with you, if I have a problem, I won't yell at you. We'll have a conversation. I'll tell you, hey, can I speak to you for a minute? And then we'll talk about something that may bother me or something like that. Or it could be something very small, but may bother me.
I want people to say, whatever it may be. Give me a hypothetical example that's something that may be your pet peeve with a dude. Because I want to hear what you're saying. So what is it?
A big pet peeve for me is the person using the N-word all the time. Okay. That's how they talk. That's their flow. That's a big turn off for me. But it's like, you don't see them doing that at work or anything, but they feel like when they're talking to me, they're very loose with it. I don't like it. So I won't come to you and say, well, look, Joe, I don't like how you say that. I wouldn't come to you like that. I will come to you and tell you how it makes me feel and the reason why it makes me feel this way. And if you care about me, then it's not telling you to change you overall, but just be careful of what you say to me and how you talk to me.
But D, come on now.
But you're not hearing it. You're not hearing it.
I just heard it.
You do have to. Okay, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, Joe. If your friends, and this is a problem with me with some men,
Okay.
if you handle your friend, a lot of men handle their friends way better than they do their woman. So
He don't
they'll
like you.
respect their friends'
He
wishes.
don't like you like that. He don't like you like that. Though.
Hold up, hold up. My problem is that you want your woman, you keep separating that. It's the same conversation we had yesterday about marriage and girlfriends. You don't
That's
separate
different.
that. You don't look at your mate as a friend. So you feel like, well, you got to have a ring on your finger for me to respect what you're saying to me. That's what
That's
it
what I'm
sounds like
saying.
to me.
Okay.
That's what it sounds like. I'm talking about girlfriend. I'm not talking about somebody you dating. I'm talking about a monogamous
Okay. I
relationship.
don't want to lose yesterday's conversation. Let's stay with this N-word thing. Stay right there. Because I got that'll take me way on a total different tangent with you. I got another this N-word tangent I want to bring with you today now.
Oh, I can saw that. She just saying how you talking about it.
I understand what she said, but when Dee said you don't use it at work, right? I don't use it, but I don't use it at work as a man because why? That's the policy.
Yeah.
But
right?
we're not
And
talking about you though. We're talking
no,
about overall. We're not talking about Joe.
No, I'm not talking about take Joe out of this, please. I don't want Joe to debate this. I'm talking about for me what we hear, right? You use work as your analogy, right? Analogy. So if you saying work, okay, so you want me to put you in a special category, right? So of course I'm not going to use the N word around you. But guess what that has done to the man? I ain't gotta say it. Every man listening understand what you just did, right? You just put yourself in a special category where I'm not going to communicate with you on a certain level. You may not want it to turn out that way, but nephew, am I lying?
No.
Because you're not gonna, if I can't talk to you like I normally talk, and I gotta talk to you like I talk to search person here, search person now, I don't feel free of being who I am. So yes, I'm gonna change for you, baby. But there's certain conversations, certain things I'm just not gonna do around you. And that's not a price to pay, that's not being petty, but I'm going to do what you asked me to do, but you're not gonna get certain parts of me.
Most women would look at
And me personally, I wouldn't want that part. Because to me, that's stepping out of your that's an example of stepping out of your comfort zone. That makes you a better person. Because after a while, and it depends on the woman. Me personally, if you don't want to better yourself, because to me that's really lowering yourself by the things you're using that. But if you don't want to, hold up. If you don't want to better yourself, in my eyes, if you don't want to, I'm not going to argue with you to make you change. You don't need to think about it. Either you do it or you don't do it. If you don't do it, then bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you, D. I love you. I appreciate you, baby. Go ahead, D. Go ahead, nephew. Go ahead.
Dog, D, we have him.
Thank you. No, you don't have me no more. Go.
We have him. I'll say this part, because while you may be right, is that for the girlfriend to determine? Because you said for what could be making you a better person. Let's say we stand on the same point. The guy he used the N-word a lot. That's, I'm not gonna lie, that's a bit me, but he used the N-word a lot. But for certain people, like his girlfriend, after you told him how you felt about it, let's say, all right, cool, I just want to use it around you. But him not using it around you is taking away from half of the conversations y'all probably already was having beforehand.
Exactly.
So now how he's viewing you is, alrighty, I can't come to her as clean as I was.
Yeah.
So now let me filter it. Or if I have to filter and I can't, I won't have it at all. And that will take away from a lot of other vulnerable, you know what I mean, conversations that will bring y'all closer together. I know that happened for me, not in an N-word fashion, but I was a nerd. She wasn't. I can't come to her like that. So a big part of me disappeared for her, and she never saw it.
No.
And I made sure she never saw it.
No.
But for different relationships, let's say this is something big for him that he just uses in day to day that he don't really put as much weight as his partner does to it. You saying this could make him a better person not doing it, and he might be feeling like you're shot. And who are you to tell me this is gonna make this a better person for me? Because a lot of folks I do this with seem to like it. A lot of folks I don't ruin no relationships.
But here's the other part of it though. As a man, if I'm using that word, for me, I know where to use it and not to use it, right?
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. But if you grown.
But not necessarily. What I'm saying is, if you're dating the guy, okay? If you're dating the guy, 9 times out of 10, he know where to use it and not to use it. The guy, I'm giving the guy props that you're dating, right?
Yeah.
So the guy you're dating, he knows how to use that word. You just don't like it being used around you. So I'm just talking from a man perspective. If I'm that guy to know how to use that word, right? And I am productive, I'm successful in life. But when I'm with my friends or whatever, I use that word, right? And you say you don't want that word used around you. Well, now guess what? I'm going to place you in that same category that I placed everybody else. And you're now not as close to me, the man, right? As my friends, my family, everybody else that I dearly love to, because that's who I am as a person. And like you said, D, we probably are not compatible at that point.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Most likely, we're not going to be in a monogamous relationship because after we went on a date or two, and I have a conversation, it's like a lose-lose situation for a woman or a man, because it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. We keep talking about this gender thing. As a man, I look at it like this. At the end of the day, there's two people in the relationship, Joe. It's not focused on you. And if a woman comes to you in the nicest, hold on. If a woman is being the nicest person and explaining to you how she feels and why it makes her feel that way, it's like we can't win for nothing, because you're not going to listen either way. So that tells me, and no disrespect, but that tells me that's limited. Because if you say the N-word so much, you're not that successful. If you say that N-word so much, one of these days you'll be at a corporate party, and you're very comfortable, and it will slip. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
No. Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you with that, because Jay-Z and all these other people, right? They use the word all the time, and Jay-Z is at the top of his game. Okay,
I'll admit it's gonna slip, but
like I said, people who know how to use it know how to use it. And I get what you're saying, D. I'm not trying to debate with you, but I'll say it like this here: I curse a lot, a whole lot, right? And if a woman told me I couldn't curse, I'm out. If she said, I don't like you cursing, now one thing I won't do, I won't curse at the woman, I won't call her the B word. I do have my guidelines. But if you're saying that, like when I call my brother, what do you already know what I say, right? Yeah. I say, that's a cuss word coming out of my mouth. And if she's in her house or around me, she's like, I don't like you cursing around me. Oh, we done. Bro, I'm not changing. Listen, my friends and family who've been with me for years are comfortable with who I am and how we get down, right?
I'm just the opposite, which is crazy.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, that's the part of me that I'm not going to change. That's not going to make me better. It'll make me better for you, but it ain't going to make me better. It's going to make me uncomfortable.
And I think that's the part that raises my eyebrows a little bit more higher. Mm-hmm. And no, this ain't to D, but I know there's a lot of women, even with around my age range, that would share her sentiment whenever they're asking a man to change something that either they didn't like or that's not making them as comfortable.
Right.
And when that type of perspective is laid down on some men, on some, they tend to feel like you're challenging their ego, or you're challenging who they are. And then you get the, I'm a grown, yada, 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 alpha, blah, blue, blue. But then you're going to get that because you had that approach. But then it's hard to say, because I met women that did the same thing.
But bro, you can love a woman.
So that's why I agree on her point. I
don't think it's a gender thing. I was talking about it from the point of view of what I got it today, right? The conversation I had with a friend of mine, she was a female.
Yeah.
So that's where the conversation came from. But because what I try not to do, when I talk about a man topic, I try to talk about a man topic. Today I'm talking about a woman topic. But this is what happens on this show. If I'm talking about a woman topic, they will come back at me and say, men do it too.
Hold on.
But that's not what I said.
I see the audience avail on this part, though, Joe. When you get on your tangents, it sounds real personal to Joe. And when we try to make it not Joe, you be like, well, I was just telling my point of view.
Because here's the thing, and this is what people don't realize.
I'm just saying, nephew.
No, okay, and they never say this though, right? When I'm talking about these things, I'm coming from a man's point of view, but it's just mine is what I'm saying. It's not about me, because I don't try to win the debates, but I'm just saying when I'm telling you from a man's point of view, like today, I got on the phone and I talked about 5 guys, right? That was different.
Yeah.
But I knew they was alpha male. And I told them the situation. They told me the exact same thing, how they felt. The sentiments were pretty much the same. When I get on air, I've done my homework. It ain't just what Joe said. I just don't read other people in it. I take the heat, right? But these are what successful guys are thinking if they heard this from a woman, right? They said that I need time to get to make it feel like it's coming from me. I love her. Yeah, I may go ahead and do what she want me to do, but it's going to take time for me to be able to do it on a consistent basis where it seems normal. And that's just men. But women don't want to hear that part of it. This is what I would say to D and women that think like D. I don't think a lot of women care the process that a man has to go through to make you happy. Wow. You just want the process to be there in front of you. Because if I'm telling you, if I sit there and told you, D, you said this to me, and I'm saying, well, baby, I'm gonna need time to go through this process, so on and so on. It may take me this, and I'm gonna mess up. Some women gonna be like, well, you don't love me. Because all you have to do is this.
No, Joe, that's not what I'm saying. You, like I said, you talk and you're not listening to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is your response when I just said, hey, you have a minute? Can we talk? And we're talking. It's the same thing if I flip it and you're met a woman that all she does is curse. F, F, F. That's her whole vocabulary. Okay? And that's her whole vocabulary. It's the same thing. Vice versa. It's the same thing. Woman curse, y'all says she has limited vocabulary, blah, blah, blah. Same thing. If you come to her and talk to her, not say, well, doggone, you got a Salem mouth. But if you talk to her, it does make a person, because I could tell you, I used to drop F-bombs all the time, but I'm in a corporate world. And after a while, you have to start learning. Not saying I won't curse every now and then, but you have to have a better vocabulary. And that's what I'm talking about, bettering yourself. That's what I mean. Because when you have a limited vocabulary, it's not just for me, it's to better yourself. Okay, and if D, you don't, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, D, what if the dude that you're talking to says that word all the time, but he can also say sesquippedalian at the same time? Okay, if he can say that word and know all these other big words, right? And can vote and he can articulate what he's saying, but he's still saying that word. What are we saying now then? He's very articulate.
I'm still saying, if I'm telling you the N word, not curse words, if I'm telling you it bothers me, and it just depends on the age too. Because different ages, when you're young, I hear it all the time. But I've said it back in the past when I was young, but I'm not 20-some years old. I'm in my 50s. And if I give you a reason, not because I'm bossing you, you have no excuse in your mind to say, she's trying to tell me what to do. She's doing this. And that's a small mind.
But no, it's not. It's my mind.
Well,
but see, you talking about Joe. You were saying this to the man, not Joe, but you're saying this to the man, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You're coming to him in his number one. I will ask you, because I'm not gonna be a girl. If I see a girl that curse all the time, and I don't like that, I'm not gonna even try to get with her, right? So that wouldn't happen. But if you did get with this guy and he used that word all the time, I understand what you're saying. But what you're saying is a small sacrifice if he loves this girl, because you came to him in the right way. And what I'm saying, D, I understand what you are saying from your point of view, from your POV. But for him, that's his comfort level. That's his comfortability. That's how he had lived his life. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the guy you're dating is going to be a successful guy, corporate, got his own job, but he may use that word. And if you told him, you know, or you're thinking that this is going to better you, that man is going to feel a
I
certain
didn't say
way.
that's what I was going to say. I
No,
said
but I'm saying,
that
but that's
when I
what you're
say better
thinking.
you, I'm talking to you on this chat. But my conversation with my dude would be, hey, babe,
Okay,
can we
but
have
what if
a
he said, I don't want
moment?
to do
I
that?
wouldn't tell him that it would better him. I never said that. I'm
No,
telling
no, no.
you, I never
But
said
what
that I
I'm
would
saying
tell him
is,
it would better himself.
okay, so you never said that, but that's what you're thinking to yourself, correct?
Yeah, and I didn't know he could read
Okay,
my
okay.
mind regardless.
Okay, no. What I'm saying is, but that's what you're thinking to yourself, correct? You didn't say that to your man. You was very nice and polite because you're saying basically, honey, if you could, you know, could you cut back? Could you cut back on using that word around me? You can come to him really nice, correct? And so you feel the man should feel how when you say that to him?
He should be
In
able
the
to
nicest way
talk.
possible.
I'm saying I'm not demanding. I'm having a
Okay.
conversation. And not everybody in the corporate world, in my office where I work in the corporate executive building downtown. So no, is no cursing in the office. Sorry, y'all. Um, but anyway, I'm saying that you have a conversation and communication. Maybe it's just me. I like to communicate.
No, but
And
I
I
want to have
like
it
to
go, but go ahead.
respect that person in that communication. And if you're battling me and don't open your mind to what I'm saying, I'm not I'm not giving you a timeline. I'm not saying, well, you got until next week, but having a conversation and saying, hey, it bothers me. If you care about me, you heard me. I'm not saying you're going to change tomorrow. I'm saying
Baby,
that you're trying.
but guess what? Guess what? I am going to change for you. As I love you, I'm going to change you. But guess what I'm going to do? You're probably going to see me having more fun with the people that I can sit at around than I'm with you because I'm having a more corporate control conversation with you because that's what you want. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to feel as a man that I can be more myself with my friends than I can be with my girl, which is okay because I love you. Right? So I'm going to make sure that I'm the way you need me to be because I love you. But the conversations that I really want to have, right? And because I'm comfortable right there, you're not going to get that petty. Just being listen to what my woman says, and that's what happens in a lot of things in a lot of relationships, right? It's cut off because the y'all don't like the word capitulate or whatever it's called, but we do or you do what you need to do for your man or your woman, and that's just the way life is. Nobody want to put a word to it, but I'm being open and honest about it. When you are with somebody, you make a sacrifice sometimes. Like I know a woman, she could not stand weed, but she loved this guy, and the guy that she fell in love with, he happened to smoke weed. She bit the bullet on it, right? But she did not like it. She didn't like it in her house. She didn't like the smell, but she loves it. They're still good together, but she would tell me in private, I can't stand it. He smoked weed. He's a good man. He's a good husband, all those stuff, but I can't stand he smoked weed. But guess what? She loved him.
I got a question, Ms. D. Did somebody tell you or like ask you not to cuss as much when you at work, or was it just something you chose to do when you was ready?
I never cursed at work. We can't even talk politics. We can't do that kind of stuff at work anyway. But I'm saying it was influence, not just my I've never had a male say, well, you curse too much. It was just more of influence around the people that you're around. Because after a while, that good influence will actually bounce off you. And the people and your audience change. The people you're around change. And I'm telling the truth, Joe, that
No, I'm with you.
certain people in your life change and can influence you. So that's what changed it. And that changed the type of men that I attracted. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not knocking anybody else, but it
There
does
you go.
change the audience.
But it changed the men that you're attracted. And somebody asked me, somebody said, I think y'all misunderstood. I curse like a sailor. I don't have a problem being with a woman who curses. I do not. I do not. Because the women that I deal with, they are corporate, they're smart, they're business, they're entrepreneurs. And you're an entrepreneur, you're going to curse. Okay. But I deal with women who know how and when to curse. You know what I'm saying? And if you curse in corporate, you know when you're going to curse in corporate because you got a few choice words that you may need to say to that CEO or that supervisor. I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem being with a woman who knows how to handle her own. I don't. The only thing I won't tolerate from a woman is her cussing at me like I'm a child because I'm not going to do that to her. If I'm with a woman and she used the N-word, that's her. I'm not going to let her use it towards me, and I don't use the N-word at all. Okay, so I don't tell grown people how to talk. Even if it's my wife, I'm never going to tell her how to talk. If I don't like it, I'm out of there. I'm not going to make a suggestion to you or anything like that. Because when I see D in her natural state, this is what happens with me, nephew, and D, and anybody else on the show. I am who I am, right? Mm-hmm. And 9 times out of 10, guess what usually happens? The person with me starts to pick up my traits. You see what I'm saying? They start to be who I am or start doing this, the good things they see me doing, they start to do themselves, right?
Imagine.
They start to match what I'm doing. So again, for me, I don't have to say anything to a woman or a woman in my life because again, if I don't use the N-word, guess what? A lot of women, when they talking to me, even with you, nephew, you use it a lot.
Definitely.
Right? When we first got together, but what happened over time? I never told you. Did I ever tell you to stop using the N-word? No, you didn't. You just told me how you felt about it. Right. And you stopped using the N-word around me. And if you said it, you would say what? My bad. Right?
Yeah. If I said it, it's usually if I got up there, but yeah.
Right. But you said my bad, or you said the word ninja, right? And I never said nothing to you. So when if a person loves to respect you and they see how you get down, right? They're going to respect you in your space, and you really have to say anything to them about it. Would you not agree with that, D?
I understand that. I get it. I'm just saying that, and not every woman, you mean to tell me no woman you've ever been with influenced you?
In a good way, yes. In a bad way.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. In a good way. That this conversation is all about the good way of influence.
Okay, but I hang around a woman that's better than me. For me, D is better than me, right? I see things in D that I would like to be. I hang around people. I never hang around in a room that people flying at the same level as me. I'm hanging around in a room where women are flying or men are flying higher than me, so I can learn. I can't learn nothing from you if me and you in the same pot. It makes no sense to me.
Well, what I'll say to both of y'all though, because I disagree with y'all on that point. Okay. Because I agree, you get influenced by who you're around. Mm-hmm. That would never be in question. But the good and the bad sides tend to show.
True.
And it's hard to just focus on the good when in the same instance you have shown your bad. And for me, I'll just use me as an example. Mm-hmm. Like with the two that I consider the only two I dated, good trait. I'm more of a cleaner or neat freak with one, and I'm more compassionate because of another.
Right.
But as far as when I get in conversations, I tend to cut off a lot quicker because of one.
Yeah.
And I tend to not care as much what you say, or I have to, in order for me to really be engaged in your conversation, if I don't agree with it, I have to completely take me out of it. And for some instances, that is bad.
But see, that's what I'm saying. And I think that's the word when I'm listening, I see Erica and D and everybody commenting. What y'all don't want to hear is the process. What a man or a woman has to, I'm just saying for a man, what a man does to make you happy. You don't like hearing the words, but in reality, nephew, what we're saying is that's what we do. Because we love you.
Because if you want to be with the person that you still with, you tend to accept.
You know what I'm saying? You capitulate or you walk on eggshells in certain areas or you don't do certain things. You would like to think that it's that easy for that person because it makes you feel better about it. But sometimes, Erica Bunker, it is not for some men.
But that's where I'll take, and I'll use people in this aspect.
Okay. Yeah.
That's where I look at people away.
Okay.
Because I feel that most people give a little bit too much credit or too much anything to how words are put. True, because I know when B came in earlier, that's why I said it's the people, not her. But when she came in earlier, she was like, I don't like words like not it wasn't capitulate, but you know, settling and and you know what I mean, see, stuff like that.
They don't like to hear it, but like I said, and I'm not trying to make it about me. That's what people do. You don't want. That's the reality. You know, people don't want to look at the bowl that's being mixed in. They just want to look at what came out of it, right? But the process for some people is messy. You see the fruit, but nobody really want to study what it took for that person to do that for you, right?
Because my ace is definitely settled in situations, and I definitely settled.
And men and women both do that, right? And you're not doing it because you want to. You're doing it because you like that person enough, and you saying, even though it's not me, I'm willing to, whatever word you want to use, I'm willing to do that for you. Is that fair, B?
Yes, and I want to make sure, and Joe knows this. I will curse. Don't get me wrong. I will, and if I'm mad, I really get to cussing. But and Joe knows this. When I get upset, you may hear a curse word or two, but that's just not my regular vocabulary, right? And it took a lot of growing up to get to this point. It's not like I woke up one day and said, oh, I'm this and that and this. It's because certain situations I adjusted to get to a certain level, and I'm still striving. I'm not done yet. I'm still striving. And so what I'm saying is I'm not the same person that was in my 20s or my 30s or my 40s. I've used the N-word. I still listen to music with the N-word in it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if I hear it all the time, don't get me wrong now, I put on some Pac or 3-6 Mafia, I put on some stuff and rock it. But what I'm saying is in my regular day-to-day, I don't hear it all day. Now, if you have water cooler conversations, that's one thing, but that's not our regular vocabulary, right? And so when I have a conversation and settle down with a man, I want to be able to have an intelligent conversation with him. And not all people can deliver that. And that's what I'm saying. I don't expect nephew to change because that's where I was in my 20s. It's nothing wrong with that. I'm saying you'll get to a point where you won't be, depending on which direction you go. That's all.
Gotcha. Thanks for that, D. Let me bring in MD because I think he wanted to have something to say here. So let me see what he had to say.
You want me to hang up, Joe?
No. Just mute your end. Just mute your end.
Okay. I'll hold on. I'll mute.
All right, guys. The guys just locking in right now. We're talking with some of the listeners on social media on the Joe Lockett Show. It's 14 minutes after the hour. Dee just left the show. She made very great points there about, and we're talking about when you're in a relationship, the words you use, the things that it takes to make the culture in the relationship actually really work, right? And I think a few people got a little bit, twisted with me when I said that a man has to capitulate or will capitulate for a woman that he loves. And I think some women got upset with the word that I use because some women don't want that man to have to do that for them. They should do it because they want to, and it shouldn't be a process for them. And so now we're bringing in the one and only MD, who's probably going to come in and try to shoot holes in my theory. Go ahead, bro. Welcome to the show.
Man, you already touched on what I was gonna say. As a man, we don't mind compromising and doing what the ladies are asking. But as you said, it also depends on if she's speaking to my love language and to make sure that she's doing that on a consistent basis, then yeah, I don't mind I don't mind bending a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And it also depends on her approach.
Mm-hmm.
I think I believe it was Erica Bunker who said that, like, your tone and your approach means everything. So
True.
you're more than likely to get a man to bend or compromise, depending on if you're speaking to his love language, if you're checking off the boxes that he needs you to check off, and your approach is gentle. Yeah, that's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
A lot of us, we've been stuck in habit for 25, 30, 35 years. So yeah, it is going to take some time to adjust the way that she's asking to adjust. You know, we just need that time and patience.
And I think, and when y'all say men, and that's on the show today, right? When y'all, and I'm not talking about myself. I'm just saying when you're asked to do something, we have to process it. No matter how you say it to me, right? If you're asking me to go against what you saw for the 2 or 3 months or 30 days or 2 weeks as a person, you're asking me to soften, change, make a left turn or a right turn. As a man, even though you have spoken to my love language, I have to assess that and figure out how I'm going to do it to make me comfortable with what you're saying so I can be consistent with it. Does that make sense?
It do, but if you're a woman, that sounds bad because it's like, why you gotta feel comfortable with me? I ain't doing nothing to you.
Right.
I'm only coming to you to try to make things better with us.
But the reason I'm having this tough conversation with the women, right? Because I want you guys ladies to understand that sometimes your patience is wanted with us. For what may seem simple for you,
you say wanted, needed.
What needed for us, right? But what may seem simple for you as a man, regardless whether you like my process or not, it may not be as simple. So I may get it wrong a couple of times, but each time if you looked at it, if I would have loved you, I'm doing better at what you asked me to do. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes women think, oh, if he really cared, he would change for me. Change don't come easy for a man if he is habitually who he is and he know who he is. If you ask me to do something different because I love you, you say I should be able to do it. What women don't want to hear is that I have to make your change internally my own change. Did that make sense what I'm saying?
It do, but I got a question. I got a question for most women. Because I was gonna say, oh yeah, because nothing you said I disagree with.
Okay.
But I was gonna say, ain't that the same way for the other side? But then I thought about it. It's probably a lot more trickier on that side.
It may be tricky, but when there's a conversation in relationships, and I'm just gonna be honest, ladies, y'all can answer this because I don't know. I just know this one is from my point of view. MD, you tell me. Most times when there's a problem in the first 30 to 90 days in a relationship, who is it coming from? The man or the woman?
That's so dirty. Oh, that's so dirty. We're gonna get fucked at. He gonna jump right through here.
Nah.
Is it the man or the woman? In the first 30 to 90 days, who usually have the problems? Huh?
The man.
Nope. Nobody, because the facade is still going on in 30 days.
I said the first 30 to 90 days.
He said the man.
Nobody, because the facade is still going on.
Okay.
No, nobody, because the facade is still going on at that time.
Okay. All right. Well, I know for me.
You still putting on you
putting up yours and she putting up? Okay.
We're putting on the representative.
Uh-huh.
And the women, they're putting up their representative.
Right.
Everybody's still fronting in 90 days.
Erica, I agree with you. You're not compatible, but how many times women are in relationships that they feel they're not compatible with a man, but they still try to stay in a relationship because they're seeing that if that person make a change, will it be suitable for them?
Oh, I got the topic for tomorrow.
Okay.
Just what you said right there.
It's not days of arbitrary timeline. It is, right? And I agree with that. But I always just say within the first 30 to 90 days, that lets me know, do I really want to be with you or not? Because if I can't stand you in 90 days, I'm not going to stand you after. If I can't stand you in the first 30 to 45, we're not going to make it to 90. That's just me. All right, guys, I got another topic I want to put on the table before we get out here. This is Joe Lockett Show, 20 minutes out. We got D. She's locked in the studio. MD is locked in the studio with us on TikTok. D is with us on Facebook and on YouTube. I got this other question I want to put out, y'all. And the nephew. Okay, so when we're talking about relationships, America, this is a problem that I see a lot of men do in relationships. Okay, when a woman is telling your girlfriend or your wife, is telling you about her day, right? Fellas, I think we got a real problem here. Because when she started to tell you about her problem or whatever she got going on in her life for that week or for that day, we have a issue where we start to try to one-up her and start to tell her about our problem to make you seem valid in the relationship, or that you're having the same problems that you're having, she's having. So what are you saying to me? To shut her up. A lot of men do that.
That's nasty though.
But a lot of men do
that's
that.
That's nasty. You
but
do that.
A lot of men do that, bro.
I don't care. That's nasty.
But a lot of men, bro. Think about this, fellas. When your woman is telling you something,
hold on. Explain that again.
That's nasty.
When your woman is coming to you with her problems, right? For the week or the day, or she called you with something, whatever, and she's talking to you. A lot of men have a tendency to one-up her about whatever she's going through with that problem and say, well, at my job, if she say I had a problem today, he will come back and say, and I'm happy to tell you, but I'm just giving y'all an example. He will come back and say, for the last 3 days, I had the exact same problem and I had to deal with it.
That's small. That's small.
But it's small, but men do it to validate themselves, to make them feel important in that woman's conversation. Yeah.
I think I'm interpreting it wrong then. I thought you was talking along the lines. Yeah, because that sounds like talking.
Okay, where do you see it, D?
That sounds like talking. Go for it, D.
Ooh, wee. Oh, who you talking to? Which D you talking to?
Because I'm saying this for the men. Because I know I've been guilty of it. This reason why I'm saying, because I'm telling them myself. And I think men do it. And women tell me that I wanted my husband or my boyfriend to listen to me, but instead of listen to me, number one, either one, he's trying to fix the problem, or he's making his problem bigger than my problem, make my problem seem like it's small. But go ahead, MD, tell me.
That's wild.
Okay. MD, I'm listening.
So to me, I see that. Like nephew said, I just see that as just talking. So my lady, if my lady comes to say, well, hey, this happened today and such and such and such and such, I take that as an invite to tell her how my day was.
And that's why I think you get the problem. Because when women are telling you her problems, bro, sometimes she just wants you to shut up and listen. I've been told this. Wait, Joe. When she tell you her problems, but she wants you to listen intently to what she's going through. She don't want to hear about your problem.
Hold on, Joe. I think you're mixing stuff. Okay. I get when she's telling you her
I understand what Joe's saying.
Go ahead.
I get that part.
No.
I'm saying,
go ahead.
All right. If she's going through and I just abruptly cut her off to tell her my name.
She says exactly what she said.
And then you respond with your problem.
You respond with your problem.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a problem. She wanted you to respond to her problem, not yours.
But if you had the same problem, I don't think that's good.
Bro, I'm telling you, I have been told.
Baby, that same thing happened to me about like 3 days ago.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Go ahead, MD.
In a relationship, and it's not always this way, but we should be each other's sounding board. Just like she needs somebody to talk to and let out her frustrations and how her day went, men need the same thing.
Right.
Because if you don't, you're going to keep all of that bottled inside, and it's going to come in, it's going to explode on somebody. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to explode on somebody closer to you, which is going to be your mate.
Right. And I understand what you're saying, D, but what I'm saying is when she's telling you her problem, right? And you respond immediately with your problem and make your problem bigger than her problem, she feels that you didn't hear her problem. You feel it is a conversation. I'm with you. I get what you're saying. I'm a man. I've done it. But what I'm saying is, I found out that when I really sat down and thought about what the hell I was doing, I was belittling her in the conversation because she did come to me for the soundboard. And what I did was, when she had a snare drum, I got a bass drum and beat louder, which sounded drowned out what she said, and the conversation became more about me than it was about her.
How?
Bro,
How did that become more? Ain't that y'all?
hey, hold on. I'm defending women. I'm gonna let D tell you. D, tell me what I'm saying.
Okay, so I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna. That's a great example. I know what you're saying, Joe. So, and females, all the women, we have female friends that do this. Let's say you say, "Oh, girl, babe, let me tell you what happened today." Blah, 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 blah. And instead of him talking to you about it, are you okay? What happened? Instead, he bounces it back to himself, and he makes it all about him. So now he's not even talking to you about your issue. He's making it all about him. So it's like you trying to. I understand nephew and MD's point of view, what you're saying, but what Joe is saying is basically, if my man came to me and he's upset, my job is to nurture him, try to figure out what's going on. Now we can still talk about and relate, but let's talk about their issue first and then relate. But when you kind of completely ignore what they're talking about and you jump and make it all about you, that's a problem. That's a huge issue.
A lot of men, like I tell y'all, I want to fight D on this one, but I'm guilty as hell.
So I'm supposed to not. Hold on. So I'm confused.
Okay.
So when you tell me the problem, I'm not saying this for D, but just
a woman,
imaginary woman that came with this situation. The same feelings.
Yeah.
So she tell me the problem, and I try to help her or fix it. That's a problem.
No.
I'm going through all of them. Let me land. If I ask her what's up or try to get into it like that, I'm gonna be trying to fix the problem when I'm not supposed to. But if I let her know that I'm going through the same thing that she is, now I'm trying to big her up, or I'm trying to overshadow her problem.
I'm gonna tell you what I was told, and this is what I understand.
Okay? So I'm really just supposed to be there
to a point, or you're supposed to add on to what she's saying.
I don't know what's going on with you.
No, but okay. See, you sound like me. Okay, you sound like me. Because I had two topics today. I want to talk about one. You sound like me. But I'm telling you what the hell I be saying. But I'm telling you what the woman says, right? When she's speaking, she wants you to listen. If you're going to respond, she wants you to respond to what she's saying, to be on her side. When a woman is telling you something, she don't want you to be against her. She don't want you to talk about your problem. She wants you to be on her side. Baby, I understand. Oh, girl did what?
That's crazy, baby. Look at my baby. That's crazy, baby.
Nephew, I don't mean to interrupt you, nephew. I also want to say, the men always say, I want my woman to be my peace. So when you come through the door, and let's say the man, your supervisor or somebody said something crazy to you, and you want your woman to listen to you and not make it about her, not saying that she can't relate or tell you what happened in her day. But what I'm saying is, if you walk through that door, nephew, and you are feeling some type of way, you feeling sad, you've been thinking about it through the whole drive going home. Ooh, you upset. You need somebody to talk to. I need somebody to talk to. You come through that door and you letting your frustration out. You just want her to listen, let it out. But if instead of me hearing what you're saying and I make it about me, and I ain't listening to anything you said, but I'm making it about me, that's what Joe is saying. Because all you want is that peace. That's it.
I didn't get a soft voice to say it.
Yeah, but bro, like I said, I'm telling you, women say that men tend to take over their conversation with their problems.
Well, this is what I'll say to that, because that speaks to the person. Then, if that's what y'all two are saying, then I'll agree. If somebody's trying to get a vent off and you just overshadowing the vent,
A lot of men do that.
then that speaks to the person. They really don't care like that,
Or
they're more self-centered.
Or a man would make it seems like your problem ain't that big of a problem.
But that's what I said. It speaks on him.
Yeah.
It speaks on that person.
And a lot of men, and the reason I'm saying this to fellas, y'all get mad at me, but a lot of us are guilty of that. Because you want to let your woman know that she don't have as much weight on her shoulders as you do, and basically shut up and deal with it.
That's nasty.
It's nasty, bro, but I'm speaking to myself and a lot of men that listen to this show. They do that. You may not recognize what you're doing because it sounds good, but you know, when I sat down and I thought about what the women or my ex-wife was saying to me, I had to say, okay, why did I say that? Why did I jump in and I do what I did? Like when Dee said, Joe, you always talk to me, I have to step back. That was the time that Dee still when they got that off. When I was on radio, bro, that was the time, and Dee know this. And Michelle, she know this. That was the time. I tell you, this is my show, and cut the button and keep talking. Am I lying, Dee?
Oh, those battles were strong. I missed those days.
It wasn't Dee. When you listen to my show just back in the day, if I'm gonna get my damn word in, bro, I didn't listen to nobody. You know what I'm saying? This is Joe Lockett Show. You know what I'm saying? And guess what, nephew? I stood on business for people standing on business, right? This is Joe Lockett Show. And I keep talking. Now, if you want to listen to what I gotta say, listen or change the channel. But I had to start thinking about what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying?
But that speaks to the person. And I thought you was coming on the angle of when somebody's telling in the relationship, oh, I got certain type of problems, yada yada yada, that's going on, and then the other one say, well, I got problems with you, yada yada yada. I thought that was where you was going with. But I feel you. That is still nasty.
But you see people do it. You probably seen in
we do it, right? Yeah. With any relationship, people do that.
But men tend to do it more, and we belittle. Go ahead.
Wait, Shamel's
say I wouldn't take it as a one up. It's them letting me know that they can relate to my situation. Shamel, I commend you. You think that way. Some women don't.
Exactly.
My ex did not. She saw it differently, right? Which made me pump my brakes because I loved her. And then I had to really think about why I was saying what I was saying.
Well, let me ask this to y'all too, you and D. How do you know when they're just trying to run you up versus them telling you what they're going through too?
Well, for me, when my ex would come to me with a problem, right, I would listen for a minute. But then it was two things I would do. I went into one or two modes: fix it mode or let me be. Fix it mode was she got mad at me because she would say that you're not my dad. So I said, okay. So I started thinking that, okay, if I related her problem to what I was doing, we can have a conversation too, right? That was my way of thinking. Well, if you said this, well, I can tell you, well, this happened to me a month ago or last week or whatever, then we can have the conversation and talk about it. I still was missing her point. And it took me a minute to get it, right? She didn't give a damn about none of that. What she wanted me to do was listen and be on her side, because at whatever the problem was that she was having, everybody was against her. And this is what I was told, right? And if you're in love with a woman, like I said, you start to listen to what they're saying. She said to me these words: I don't need you to do and tell me what's right. I need you to be on my side, right? I need you to be with me right now because everybody's against her. He said, I may know this, but when I come home and talk to my husband, I need my husband to be on my side. And I said, even if you're wrong. She said, even if I'm wrong, I need you to be on my side. I need you to love me. So I had to take that in my mind. That took me a minute to digest, because I'm like, if your ass wrong, you're wrong, right?
That's what I'm saying right now.
No, but
I'm not going to treat you like you.
No. But when you love a woman, this is what I had to learn. When you love a woman, you don't talk about the parts where she's wrong at. You talk about the parts that she got right. And then later on, you can talk to her about what you may have seen wrong with some of the things that she do, but not about that particular situation. You got to know who your audience, you got to know who you're talking to. And it took me years, and I'm still learning how to do that.
Man, that's about to send me into a break.
It can see, okay, but y'all, this is what I'm saying. Men, trust me, I get it, but I'm Joe Lockett saying this to y'all. So I'm telling you, I'm still dealing with it, but this is what women, the way they see the table. And if you love that woman, right, you have to find the balance on how to talk their language when they, go ahead.
Go for it, MD.
Go ahead.
About the relapse.
It is patronizing, Erica. It's very patronizing, but she was my wife.
Let me speak to what nephew said. I think he mentioned something about oh my goodness.
But Erica, that was you. My ex-wife was different. My ex-wife, she needed different from me, and I became that for her.
No, but when they're trying to one up you, there's certain key words people use when they're trying to one up what you're saying. So let's just say the female or girlfriend, whoever, comes in and said, complaining about how her day was.
Mm-hmm.
Key words to know that they're trying to one up you, they'll start off with, well, how do you think I feel? Such and such and such and such happened to me today.
Mm-hmm.
That's a one up. Like,
I
trying
agree.
to nullify what they just told you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as far as the telling the girlfriend or fiance, wife, whether she's right or wrong, it depends on the setting. For me, if we're in front of people, I'm gonna ride and die for you all day. But when we're in private, I'm gonna tell you you're dead wrong.
I learned with my ex-wife to tell her she was dead wrong when we were not talking about the situation, right? Because that was my wife. If it came down to even in private, if I said those things right, it turned into something that was ugly.
You know what? I get it. As far as a joke, so I'm never gonna speak on nobody's relationship. That's how I know. But what really irks me is the place in which you want to be told the truth.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. But like,
and if we already in a private setting, I'm not telling you this to be spiteful. In cases.
Yes.
Because that speaks, like I said, that speaks to the person. If the person is
talking to Joe Lockett, you know how I feel. I'm happy y'all say what I come to realize what I had to do when you marry a woman that you love.
That's wow, bro. Let you be on the
But listen,
baby, you don't want it around.
But hold on. If I had this conversation, hold on, just make them listen to me. Imagine if I came to the conversation and said what I just the way you were saying it, about 8 miles alive, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, but now I'm coming from the other side, and now you see what the hell I'm saying, right? But like I said, this is what men and women do in relationships. You can say all day this is what it should be, but when you married to that man and you married to that woman, that ain't on the board. You're dealing with that person in front of you, and if you tried it in different ways, right? You got to find out what works for them and for you to keep your home happy. And you ain't gonna just walk in and say, "Well, if that's the case, I'm divorcing your ass." That ain't for that. No, you're not.
Okay. Hey, Joe, can I say something real quick?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm reading these comments, and it's okay. Everybody has their own opinion, and I don't know that type of handling, and I don't like that word either, handling. But I wanted to say this, and people that know how to communicate well will understand this. But when if nephew or Joe, or whoever, I'll just say nephew, you come in the house. And you tell me the story what happened at work. Mm-hmm. There were some things that you probably did wrong. There were probably some things you probably did right. But at that moment, you're fired up, right? Would you rather for me right then and right there? I'll listen to you. I'll listen to what you're saying. You still got to respect your mate. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to tell you the truth later. At that moment, you have to read your audience. Some people just may go in there and say, "Oh, you were wrong. You shouldn't have came in there like that." And that's not what you want to hear at that moment. That doesn't mean I'm not going to tell you once everything cooled down. Exactly. You have a conversation. Exactly. It just means that at that moment, you don't want to hear me telling you everything you did wrong when you at that point, right, nephew? What you want to hear at that moment?
I'll give you the general. The general, I agree with you. Me personally, I'll be able to handle it because I take stuff for face value.
Right.
And it depends on your delivery with me. If you coming at me that way, then yes, I'm agree with you 100%. If you coming at me the same way other folks would, and you're not even in it, then I'm gonna take it as if you just out.
But that's what I said.
But that's delivery. Delivery to your audience matters too.
Delivery is very important. Delivery means everything. But I'm telling you, with my ex, I could have said it in the best articulate, soft way, but there was a way she needed to be handled when it came to those situations.
That's why I made the difference between me and other people.
Right. And it took me a minute to try different ways, approaches, so I would know how to communicate with her during that time. Now, other things we communicated easily.
Yeah.
But when she was in her feelings about something, bro, I didn't know how to communicate with her because, like I said, first it was Joe Lockett way. Then I thought I was doing it her way. Then the second time I thought I was doing it her way. And it wasn't. What it is.
And
Hold on, D.
Oh, I'm sorry, MD. Go ahead.
Go ahead, MD.
People take it more offensively when correction comes from the people they love than a stranger.
Amazing.
You love me. You say you love me, so you're not supposed to tell me that I'm wrong. Some people are like that.
Like I said, I don't know what my ex reason was. So, like I said, I don't know. I'm not gonna put that on her. Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe. And again, like I said, I'm not gonna put that on her because I don't know her reasoning. But as her husband, it was my responsibility to figure out how to communicate with her in that category of our relationship. And it took me a minute, man. It took me a minute, and I was uncomfortable. I didn't like it. I was frustrated as hell because that wasn't me. But she was unhappy too. But she was the one going through a problem. So I had to think to myself, is it me being satisfied with the situation or making her satisfied with the situation?
But there is people like that. Whether or not you want to put that in her or not, there is people like that to where if they're coming to somebody that they love, they should love them before correction.
But let me ask you this question, nephew. That's your wife now, though. That's your wife for 4 years.
What that mean?
So what I'm saying,
hold on. What that mean?
If
she's doing that, no, it don't.
Okay.
Because if she's doing that with you, she probably did that with her. She probably got tired of it from her mom and dad.
Okay,
first.
but what I'm saying
and
is,
when she got grown, that's when she started getting on his edge.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, this is your wife, though.
When it was her sisters, she got on his edge.
You sound like me.
No. I'm saying, I get it. I get that's what you had to do with her.
No, I'm just saying, but we
can't ignore where it probably built up.
I understand all that, but what I'm saying is, this is your wife now, though. Right, and so
but that's your husband on her end.
So what is your responsibility, and what are you going to do because you love her?
You missing where my angle is.
Okay.
I'm not mad that you took that angle as her husband, but her end as the wife, it built up from somewhere. That's why I was like, you saying you're her husband, and I'm like, what does that mean for her? We don't know.
It means. But for
it could mean absolutely nothing.
But for her,
because she's still in the place of somebody that she probably loves you, but it's somebody that she loves coming from this angle. You said you didn't want to put that on her, and we not. But we can't take the possibility away.
I don't. This is why. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say one thing, and I want to make sure everybody understands from a woman's point of view, and I used to be aggressive with my responses, and it could be soft, but it could be very direct. Direct can be a good thing. Direct can be a bad thing. Depends on your audience. And whoever's saying, you got to understand when you're speaking to people and understand to communicate in the real world, no one is trying to coddle. No one's asking to coddle them. It's more of if you're too direct, like me being direct can sometimes hurt a person's feelings. I used to be real rough with it. And you know this, Joe. I used to be real rough with it. Like I wouldn't let some of these comments go by. but I used to be real rough with it. But then I had to take it back and start listening, not just to my mate or to a family member or to a coworker or to my parents. You just have to listen to people, and sometimes it may be you. And if you don't listen and don't change your behavior, it doesn't make you a weak woman by saying, okay, you have to start listening to me. And the
Right.
same vice versa. It doesn't make you a weak woman or a weak man. It's respecting your
Yeah.
partner. Right,
But
Joe?
this is what I would say. Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm gonna say. Exactly. I agree with you 100%. And like I said, I want everybody to understand. I'm not getting my ass tore apart right now because I'm telling it from a woman's point of view because of this what I was told. Right? Because if I'm sitting from Joe Lockett's point of view, no, because if I'm sitting from Joe Lockett's point of view, everybody's been at me right now. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, they be tearing me apart like you don't understand, blah blah blah. But I'm telling you what I was told and what I had to do or what I tried to do. And what Erica Bunker just said, she said, you know, if you don't listen, you should be able to have a tough conversation. But let me say this. All this sounds great, y'all, right? It does. But when you're in a marriage and you realize the person you married, right, is not that person in that category that you're having a problem with. This is why I'm having this conversation, okay? Because y'all just heard detail my ass apart, right? In the first part of the show. Second part of the show, she's kind of agreeing with me. And some other women agree with me, some people are not. But what I'm saying is, you can marry a person and they can be everything that you want. But in certain categories, right, of your relationship or your marriage, even though if you're a big girl or a big boy, they are different.
They're not as
It's not as strong. They have their weak moment and they need to be handled in a certain way. And sometimes the person that's there in front of, which is their mate, you're not apt yet to be able to understand that because it came out the blue. That's what happened to me. She was tough in a lot of different areas, but when it came to certain things, I had to learn this word in my relationship of marriage. There are categories. Because we don't fit in this category, don't make you a bad person or me a bad person. But this category of our marriage, this particular piece right here, I got to figure out how to make it compromisable for both of us. And what I had to learn was in marriage, and I was married was, and I didn't perfect it. That's why she divorced my ass. So I didn't perfect it. But I'm saying what I tried to work on was if the compromise, if it was something that came from her, I had to figure out how I was going to be better in that category or what she was really asking me. And sometimes I did not know because I was trying to be there for her. But when you're in marriage, sometimes you don't know what that is for them. You know why, nephew? You know why, D? You know why, MD? Because sometimes the person that's in that situation, they don't know the answer they're looking for themselves until it happens. Because it's new for them with you. And they never fixed it before prior to you. And they're hoping that you're the person that can help them get through that. I didn't realize that until it was too late. Okay? Sometimes when a person is going through something, sometimes some women and some men don't realize they're suffering with depression. They're suffering with anxiety. They don't know that. So they don't know what the hell they need from you. And they can't give you the answer. You can't give them the answer that they need at that time. And it gets frustrating and it breaks up happy homes, right? But it's a small category that sometimes, I'm talking about this, if we sit back and you really love the person, it gets off of you and them. It gets on how do I fix this because I love him or her that much that this is not a bigger problem that I can't figure out what it needs. And I'm going to be here as long as I need to try to figure it out for them, as long as they're trying to communicate with me. Here's the problem. How do you communicate in that area? Here's the problem. How do you communicate in that area? Here's the problem. How do you communicate in that area? And reason why I'm saying this, because here's where men F up at. They won't go to counseling. They won't go to therapy with their wife. I'm going to raise my hand 2 times. That was the problem. I tried to figure it out because I thought I knew that answer myself because I'm a grown ass man. I'm an alpha dude. I'm good. I can do this. I couldn't. And I did not say that I did not have the answer. I felt I knew the answer. She asked me to go to counseling. She paid for it. She set it up. I told her, hell no. My words to her was, I don't need a woman or a man to speak to you for me. I know how to speak to you so we can have this conversation. I ain't going to no damn counseling. And I did. And I lost my wife. That ain't the only reason why. But what I'm saying is, y'all, it ain't as simple as y'all try to make it on these feeds. And y'all talking to Joe Lockett, you know, I'm a strong boy, but I'm telling you the other side from a man where I screwed up at. That category, right? How do you communicate in that category? I'm saying again, how do you communicate in that category? How do you communicate in that category? Sometimes you or her or him or her cannot. You cannot. You're not capable of it. You need help. You need therapy. You need counseling. And if you love the woman enough, and this is what's not talked enough about on these platforms, if you love somebody enough, therapy and counseling is not a bad word. Therapy and counseling is not a bad word if you love somebody enough. See, for me, when you said therapy or counseling, that sounded like it was something wrong with me. And I'd be damned if I'm going to sit here, got a problem with you, and I'm going to tell somebody that I don't know my problems. That was my thought pattern. That's the way I felt about it. And that's why I stood on business. And that's why I didn't go. And that's a part of the reason why I lost my family. Seriously, right? Because it pushed her away. Because she did the best that she could. I did what I thought was right, but it wasn't enough. And I was like, damn it, if it's not enough, you're gonna be okay. She wasn't. She wasn't. I didn't go to therapy. I didn't go to counseling. Now, if you ask me today, did I need it? I'm gonna say no. But did I need somebody to help me understand her? Yes. Yes, I needed somebody to teach me how to communicate with my wife in certain categories that I didn't know. Let me be clear, be open and transparent, that I didn't know that she was suffering with. Sometimes the things your mate is suffering with, you don't know it because you're not listening to her. Sometimes she's telling you that I suffer with anxiety through what she's saying and she's doing. Sometimes she's telling you that she has depression. She just considers, but the signs are there. And if you are a man and you're alpha male and you can fix everything, ain't no way in the hell your immature ass is going to understand what she's talking to you or what she's saying to you. Because she don't know how to say it, or she's too afraid or embarrassed to say it out loud to you that I have depression, I have anxiety, I have a problem. I don't know how to fix it, honey. Ain't too many women gonna tell their man that. Just not. I'm sorry. That ain't what women do. They'll rather for a therapist to say it for them in a medical type way. So it don't make them seem like they're weak towards their mate. Okay? So fellas, y'all can get on y'all high horse. Y'all can sit here and act like I did, or think like I did, or like I still do on some situations. I ain't cured. It sounds good what the hell I just said, but I ain't gonna sit there and tell you that I got it all, because that's still tough for me to work through and understand. But I do now understand. I can recognize it now. I can say now that if a woman says, can we go to counseling, can we go to therapy, I'm at least going to try that. Because if a woman is saying that to you, fellas, she loves you. She's trying. She's crying out for help, and she don't know how. She don't know the answers. She's not trying to belittle you. She's not trying to make you feel bad. She's actually trying to fix y'all, and she don't know how. And when she gave, and you, if you turn down counseling, you turn down therapy, right? It's not going to work. And a lot of us men, sometimes we lose a good woman because we won't seek help for answers that we think we got the answers to, but we really have the answers for ourselves, but not for our wives. Again, there are certain categories in a relationship, America, that fellas, you can't fix. Even though you're good, you're strong, you got money, you got power, you got the house, you got the cars. Sometimes you can't fix some things that is, you know, I'm not going to say, but some things that are going on in your wife's life that you don't understand. You done gave her everything, but there's sometimes she got problems that, man, that it didn't come to a head till she got with your ass. It's on your plate now. It needs to be dealt with. And sometimes, nephew, MDD, we don't want to deal with those things. What you laughing at, man?
Then I was just singing the song. You brought up a song, and it's fitting because you Joe. So I was like, you know what I mean? Tell me what kind of man will leave his woman so cold. That's you, Joe.
A lot of me. That was me. Yeah, bruh, it was me. Bruh, but here's the thing. There's a lot more men than you think.
I believe that. I do believe that.
Because we get caught up in what I'm doing, what I did, how I'm doing it. Why is there a problem? I leave alone. You're not giving her space in the relationship to be heard and seen. Exactly. But a lot of women, a lot of people in relationships don't realize they're not doing that. They think they are, right? And you need somebody sometimes to be able to come in to have that conversation. And sometimes, ladies, as smart as articulate and as good as y'all think y'all are, sometimes you can't get through to your man. And sometimes, if we can't have the conversation, blah, 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 sometimes you can't. There's certain categories that you may not be able to get through with your man. That don't make him a bad person. It just means that you're not capable of being able to communicate with your man on that level that he needs to hear you. And sometimes, ladies, you got to get off your high horse too, right? Because you can't sit here and say that, well, if he can't do this, you're not compatible. That's not true either. Maybe you're just not speaking at a frequency that he can hear, and y'all still need to go to therapy. Y'all need to go to counseling. It goes both ways, but I know men are very hard-headed, we're stubborn, we're alpha, and we don't like to be told that we're wrong or we don't have an answer. And we don't like to be told that we need to go to therapy. Like, MD, if a woman told you need to go to therapy, we need to go to therapy, are you going? I don't think you anymore. Are you going to therapy, nephew?
Yeah, I did before.
You did?
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll go to therapy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I did.
I care about, again, love languages is everything to me. So if you're checking off all my boxes and depositing them into my love language, then yeah, absolutely.
She did seek counseling on her own. She did. And I think her counselor told her to divorce my ass.
Look,
And Joe,
say what did?
And Joe, I will say, I've been to therapy just for myself. We as women, we go through a lot of things. It could be work related, hormonal, whatever, family related.
Right.
And those kinds of things can affect your relationship.
Exactly.
So I've been to therapy and there's nothing wrong with it. A lot of people that's on this feed right now, their jobs you can get free therapy through your employment. But I advise anybody if you're going through something, don't hold it in, get a third party. That's what they're for. They're there for, to talk to someone outside of your family and friends that's impartial and being able to talk through stuff.
I agree. Very great point. MD, I appreciate you guys coming on the show. Thank you guys so much. We love you. We will see you guys on tomorrow. Hopefully this show was not to denigrate women nor men. It was just to bring up a tough topic on a Tough Conversation Tuesday about vulnerability, about capitulating, about settling or trying to figure things out. I know everybody got their way of doing things. Trust me, I get it. I do. I'm that dude. But there are times, right, that we have to get off our high horse and we have to do what's best for our mate. And that's not going to be an easy process. And ladies, my point to you is sometimes you may not want to hear the word that I'm using to describe what I'm going through because you want me to feel another way about your side. But don't turn me off because I use those words. Look at the fact that I'm doing this because I love you. And I want to do it for you. Pay more attention to my action than me saying capitulate. Okay? Or I'm walking on eggshells. That's the way I feel. And if you really want me to be open with you, you need to let me say what I need to say, but I'm still going to love you and do what I need to go do. And if not, I won't have that conversation with you. So these are the different areas and categories in your relationship, ladies and gentlemen, that listen to this show, that you need to think about. And I talk about these things on this show because I want you to be better in your relationship. And sometimes it's something so small, like we said today, that could be brought to your relationship and help you prosper better in your relationships. Anything else, MD? And I mean, nephew.
Oh, okay. Girl, I wanna do all of the things your man won't do. I do them for you.
I guess y'all want to get with nephew Holland, get in his inbox.
All right, guys. All the entanglements.
All right, guys. You guys don't know how I feel about it. Get them. Thelma. That's all it means. It means your boy Joe Lockett, the nephew. We love you. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. You stupid.